Well, relative to his profile, Movsar Evloev may be the best fighter in the world that you've never heard of. Thankfully, you're playing with him here tonight. This is one of the best featherweights, if not pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And if I was to have to compete in an MMA round, this is the last guy I would want to be in there with. Absolutely suffocating, one of the best cardiovascular bases in the game. Outstanding grappling and wrestling, the emerging striking as well. And even when he was tested against Diego Lopez at UFC 288, Evloev still was able to rise to the occasion. Outstanding submission, defense, heart, championship medal. DC, I could go on, but the fight's almost upon us. All right, so here he is, the UFC featherweight king, Alexander Volkanovski. And we have truly run out of superlatives when it comes to talking about this man and his mixed martial arts acumen. There are three guys who can lay claim to being the greatest featherweight of all time, and yet Alex is kind of distancing himself from that pack.
It's crazy. It's crazy how good Alexander Volkanovski is. I mean, you always knew he could fight. But to see some of the performances as of late, to see how he continues to evolve and get better, even as the champion, is really impressive. And it's credit to him and all of his coaches, but mostly his mindset. I don't know if there's a guy in fighting that has a higher fight IQ than Alexander the Great. I just like to take note of what I'm experiencing every time this guy steps in the octagon, because it's always something special.
And certainly since he signed with the UFC all the way back in 2016, he has been a promotional workhorse, strength of schedule as good as it gets, and of course, as he enters competition tonight, can lay claim to 4 combined wins over Jose Aldo and Max Holloway, greatest featherweight of all time. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight championship fight. All right, now for the particulars, back inside the bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Movsar Evloev. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon. All right, here we go. Another big night for the MMA leader from Las Vegas, Nevada's T-Mobile Arena. Been a lot of seminal moments in this building. I can think of one.
It was a big one for me at UFC 226. But John, also UFC 200. I got to stand across the cage from Anderson Silva in that arena. This is a place where big fights happen. And tonight, you get to stand amongst the legends at the T-Mobile Arena.
These guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides. Volkanovski out of the orthodox stance, but he will go southpaw from time to time.
He does switch stances, John. You know that he can fight anywhere. And Alexander Volkanovski has as high level in IQ as anyone we see in the octagon.
All right, sort of the way we expected it here at the outset of this title fight. Both guys respecting what's coming back their way and looking for counters.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't overextend yourself, and don't leave the opening for your opponent to take advantage of you. Make sure you make them make the mistake, and once you do, make them pay. Oh, he separates from the clinch. That was a nice body shot there.
right, so a nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be, and if you do that, most times you will block a shot that's incoming.
Just over 2 minutes, round one. Useful strike there. The hook is clean.
And now leather being thrown on both sides.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Again, going back to the jab, just out of range. Oh, he shoots for a takedown again. And there's a takedown attempt. All right, champ, now we're starting to see some bruising on that thigh. Pretty good job attacking that area tonight.
I mean, this guy is...
And still, the Volkman, Alexander Volkanovski, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world.
To watch a man come from where this guy started and become the world champion, but not only become the world champion, to remain the world champion is truly inspiring. What a performance by the champ.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 57 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
All right, so the Volkman does it again. Alexander Volkanovski tonight by knockout. He said the first time he fought Max Holloway, he essentially beat him with competitive spirit and cardio.